What's going on? Welcome to Asian Cosell. If you guys can give me the HKO special, help the king out. Hit the like, subscribe, and comment. All right, so we're gonna review this video for Asian Boss. Teaching English here in South Korea since I am in South Korea. So we're gonna just maybe break down some points. So let's get to it. So let me put this up there, and here we go. Okay, so there you go. All right, and let's enlarge this a little bit. And all right, here we go.
And the demand is always high compared to the supply.
Hey bosses, it's Steven from Asian Boss. Teaching English has always been one of the most popular jobs for English speaking foreigners and expats in Asia. And South Korea is no exception. But have you ever wondered what it's really like to be an English teacher in South Korea? We were able to invite a group of English teachers to share their honest thoughts. Let's see what they have to say. Where are you from and how long have you been an English teacher here in Korea?
Hello, my name is Ren, and I have been an English teacher here almost 10 years now, and I'm from Texas.
So I'm from Australia, and I think all up it's been about 5.5 years.
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri in the US. I've been teaching English for over 4 years.
Well, I'm originally from Lincoln, Nebraska, but grew up in Kansas City, Missouri in the United States. I came to Korea. I've been in Korea for over 25 years, I think, and I've taught just a little bit everybody.
So I'm from Dallas, Texas. I've been here for about 14 months, maybe 15. So I'm on my second year. I teach at a Hagwon in Songbuk, which is like northeast Seoul.
And what is a Hagwon?
It's like a after-school academy. So it's not public school and it's not a international school. It's private academy.
Why did you choose to become an English teacher in Korea as opposed to any other Asia countries?
I moved here for a boy, a Korean boy, and I thought, why not Korea? It's become a popular place to go. The food's amazing. I'm not a K-pop stan or one of those foreigners who moves there for that reason, but I really got into Korean cinema, like Parasite, and Squid Game, obviously. So I wanted to see what all the fuss was about as well.
I found out about this job in the days when there were placement agencies, and they would advertise in the newspaper, and it'd say teach in Korea. And it was the only interesting job I saw in the newspaper. All the other teaching jobs were, do I really want to go there? Do I really want to teach there? But this said teach in Korea. And I checked, is that North Korea or South Korea? Because I've never heard of the idea of amalgamating these together, culturally speaking. And so I said, okay, South Korea.
It appears that teaching English is one of the most common jobs for foreigners here in Korea. Why do you think so many foreigners want to become English teachers here in Korea?
That's a good question. I mean, in my experience, there's two types of people that come here to teach English. There's people like me who just kind of want to see the world a little bit more, experience a new culture, do something fun. And then you have these like socially awkward K-pop fans that come here and think Korea is like exactly like what they see on these K-dramas and watching BTS and stuff. And those people never have a good time.
Being an English teacher in Korea is not the most common job. It is the most common job for Westerners and white people in Korea. A lot of people these days are influenced by the Hallyu wave to come to Korea. And Korea's cultural export in the world is very, very strong.
I don't know if it's necessarily that they want to become English teachers. I think it's just the easiest thing to do when you first get here, especially if you have your bachelor's degree.
And so what are the main requirements and how strict are they to become an English teacher?
You need to pass drug tests. You need to have a clean criminal record for your bachelor's degree. And basically that's the minimum. And then you can have TESOL certificates, TEFL certificates, master's degrees help, diplomas also help. The interview process, I got rejected by quite a few schools actually, because I think what they were looking for was more of a foreigner face. I'm ethnically Korean, and so I think that they wanted to have somebody not ethnically Korean teaching the children and expose them to that.
You need to be a passport holder from one of the 7 English speaking countries.
Okay, so yep. So yep. So one of the seven. That's why Korea is really so tough to get into, and that this is a requirement for an E2 visa. So yep, the seven countries. Canada, USA, New Zealand, Australia, Ireland, UK, and South Africa is the requirements for these jobs, and you gotta have a bachelor's degree. So yeah, and of course, as you can see, you see, for like the Asian Americans or Canadian Asians or whatever, it's hard to get a job at times because what Korea is looking for is just mostly a foreign face, foreign looking, black, white, So especially if you are like if you've seen some of the white girls in these interviews, it's easy for them, So yeah, I'm not gonna say complete privilege, but yeah, there is like foreign privilege, but it is what it is. So yeah, and then the guy in the yellow scarf, man, he does take some knowledge, and here's the thing: it is for Westerners, if you don't have an E2 visa, you have an F series like I do, you know, where you can just work any part-time job. Uh, that's what you can do here, and you're not bounded by any, restriction. So that's the thing I like about being an F series. Now, for myself, I never would have came to South Korea. Reason I came here is because I have family here, So that's what got me here. And then I was like, oh, since I have a degree, I have an education degree, hey, why not teach English? Because I did work one full time job. That's the last time I worked full time because guys, that person screwed me. So, nah, screw that. So that's why I've been a part timer all these years. So yeah, so that's just something to look at. Now let's look at a few more, and let me see if I can get to here is yep, I want to see this guy here.
Once everything's perfectly organized, I'll start working on my thesis.
Sorry about the commercial.
It is now 2.1 million won, 2,100,000 won a month. Now, that is minimum wage. Most schools offer housing for their English teachers, which is great. However, the quality of housing really, really depends on the school. Most English teachers in Korea come to houses where the apartments are filled with black mold and they get lung diseases from these houses where Koreans themselves won't even rent because they're the cheapest, dirtiest apartment in the city.
I came into a very molded and dirty house.
Okay, so yeah, yeah, that guy in this yellow scarf, yeah, yeah. So if you like, for most teachers that are E2, you're gonna come in to some of the possible worst places. Now, I have friends that had good places. They had a two-bedroom apartment, but there's these horror stories here in Korea where you're coming to a molded place. Yeah, or you're in a situation like she explains, like, sorry, since she's a single mom, she's gonna stay at the supervisor's house, or they kind of do this stuff. So you have to kind of be careful. So that's why, like for me, as an F series person, I've got my own housing, my own place. So in case my job says goodbye, I still have a place to stay. You know, I can always get another job because since I have the F series visas, and there's not a lot of F series visas around, but that's going to be for another time, another video. But yeah, a lot of these are Westerners on an E2 visa coming into these situations. So, yeah. So There you go. So yeah, so some of the mode, and here's another thing. Yeah, the pricing has been on the same wage since 2002. Like he said, he's telling the truth there. You know, so that's what he's been on for almost 20, you know, 3, 20, 40 years. It's the same wage. So that's why, a lot of us F series visas go for part time jobs, and they pay a lot of money for less time, less work. So that's one of the things that I really like doing. All right, let's look up one more, and then I'm gonna kind of not keep this video too long. Uh, yep, here. Let's check this guy here. Let's try.
Obviously. This is especially concerning if you work in a private school, because in Korea is a capitalist society. Profit rules everything. That's not necessarily a problem all of the time, but one complaint from a parent, and some English teachers are jobless and homeless in a country whose language they do not speak.
Facts.
Because again, your boss is your landlord. Your boss controls your housing.
Mm-hmm.
Your boss controls your rental contract.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're out of a job, you're also out of a house. So a lot of foreign English teachers feel like they're constrained, where if they do have a problem, if a student is misbehaving, a lot of the times the parents will say, "What did you do to make my child act that way?"
How do you think English teachers are perceived?
Yeah, so that's another thing you have to be careful about. Yep, parent complains. Oh yeah. So so now you kind of see why, yeah, you are risking it at every part of the job. Especially your boss controls your rent. So yeah, I mean your boss controls everything. But that's why some of the the E2 become F visa holders, so they don't control anything. See, but it's hard to get an F visa here, so you have to really, yeah, work hard to get that F visa. You know. So yeah. All right, let's look at one more, and then I'm gonna end this. Here we go. So, and you guys can kind of watch this video. Let's see. Let's see. Plans. Okay, let's look at Homeboy again. I like this Homeboy right here. All right, so let's look at his.
I qualified. However, I missed it by 1 point. So I want to become a citizen of Korea because despite all of its flaws, I really do love living here. Korea is a gorgeous country with 5,000 years of art, culture, history, and it's the only country I can ever see myself living in. I don't see a future in the United States. I don't see a future for myself there as an English teacher.
I'm actually making a YouTube channel. It's still in the process, so but the name will be.
Okay, so start with the guy first. Yeah, yeah. You try to actually be a Korean citizen, and funny thing is, I'm not. I'm a U.S. citizen. As you can see, with my American flag in the background there. Um, but yeah, I mean, kudos to him. He wants to be a Korean citizen. Yep. I have to just wait quite a while to be dual because Korea doesn't allow dual. Now, there's a girl here, the white girl here. Sorry, she wants to. Yep. She pretty much stays here, but yeah, you you still have some privilege with being a white lady because that's something I didn't understand when I first came here because when I first came to South Korea, I'm like asking her like, hey, if I come here to Korea, you know, how much you make and blah blah blah, right? So then I'm like, okay, I'll get my F visa. So I got my F visa. I came to Korea, and then I'm oh, wait, why is it so hard for me to get a job? Oh, oh, yes, she's a female, and I'm sorry, she's white. So, and I'm not. So it took me like a split second, like, oh, she has, yeah, that privilege of, you know, because a lot of these academies, they sometimes want a female, female, female. That's the push, you know, of a lot of these academies. A lot of these academies is mostly female. They out rank the men, even the Koreans. The Koreans, it's just mostly female. You know, except the current Hagwon I'm in is actually mostly males, but majority of the academies is female. Female run, female run. So just FYI, you're gonna be surrounded by a lot of females. So it is what it is. Okay, but yep. So that's what we're at. Okay, and then let's see. I'm gonna yeah. Let's see. Let's see if one more. Yep. So let's see. Advice. Go ahead. So commercial
Innovation
again.
doesn't happen on its own. It needs leaders to drive.
All right. So here's
I'm
one
an
more.
English teacher. Throw yourself into it. Don't feel that you don't inhibit yourself if you're going, well, the apartment is kind of shabby, the pay is kind of shabby. No, throw yourself into it. After working out, after taking care of yourself, and screen out those people that aren't so happy, that find reasons to complain. There are certainly reasons to complain about it, but in general, consider yourself fortunate of the kind of stuff that you can do here.
Koreaboos and K-pop lovers can just not mention it in the interview, and that'll increase their chances a lot. My recruiter literally told me, I don't care if you love K-pop or K-dramas, don't mention it in the interview. Because you just look like you are not appropriating, but you're appreciating the wrong parts of the culture. There's more.
Okay. Yeah, and he tells the truth there. So just yeah, if you are okay, so after everything that's said and you want to still come to Korea, yeah, don't mention anything about the K-pop, the K cinema. Don't be a Korea boo, man. Don't do it. Yeah, in the interviews, don't do it. So yeah, but it is what it is. You guys can watch this video. This is under Asian Boss. So this is being an English teacher in South Korea. So yeah, I'm gonna end it pretty much right there. But yeah, you can watch the whole video. Bit by bit. It has all the titles of why you should be an English teacher or why not, how much you make. But there's and of course, no matter what, there's the good and bad about this gig. So, yeah, so after all that said, you still want to come to South Korea, okay, do your due diligence, uh, do the research. Don't just come here blind, you know. Of course, it is, what is it? Korea is dummy proof, as my sister called it when she visited. It's real easy to, yeah, live here, but you are going to be controlled by your boss. Your boss has your visa. Your boss is in charge of a lot of the things where for myself, I don't have a boss hovering over me. I can just kind of, say, oh, you don't like it? Okay, bye, bye. But you're not in my boat. You're not in a lot of the F visa. So you're going to be coming as an E2. Now, for the real quick, the non-natives, if you have an F6, a marriage visa, then you could maybe work at some of the academies or whatever, but that's even a hard. They usually want mostly native speakers, from the 7 countries. So it's not like China or other countries like Vietnam where they'll take you because you're foreign looking or you're a foreigner from but in Korea, it is still a little strict, so you still got to be from the 7 countries. So, yep, that's what it is. So, yep, and shout out to Asian Boss for putting this video out. And yeah, so if you still, once again, want to come to Korea, yep, take your shot. Or else come for tourism. All right, everybody. If any of you enjoyed any of this content, please give me the HKO special. Help the king out. Hit the like, subscribe, and comment. So, other than that, I will definitely see you in my next video.